In this video, I'm going to be talking about the data science process. So it's going to be the building blocks of a typical data science workflow. And so without further ado, we're starting right now. So the contents of this video is borrowed from a previous article that I have written on the Medium platform in the Towards Data Science. And the article is entitled The Data Science Process, a visual guide to standard procedures in data science. So let me do it like this. I'm going to be reading the contents of the article and I'm going to be adding examples as I go along. Okay, so let's suppose that you're being given a data problem to solve and you're expected to produce unique insights from the data given to you. So the question is, what do you exactly do to transform a data problem through to completion and generate data-driven insights? And most importantly of all, where do you start? So in order to answer this question, let us use some analogy here. In the construction of a house or a building, the guiding piece of information used is the blueprint. And so what sort of information are contained within these blueprints? So the type of information will include the building infrastructure, the layout and the exact dimension of each room, the location of the water pipe, and also where are the electrical wires, etc. So continuing from where we left off earlier, where do we start when given a data problem? That is where the data science process comes in. As will be discussed shortly, the data science process provides a systematic approach for tackling a data problem. So by following through on these recommended guidelines, you will be able to make use of a tried and true workflow in approaching data science projects. And so before we dive into the specific details of the data science process, let's have a look at the data science lifecycle. So at the core of a typical data science process, we could envision it to be essentially boiling down to the data science lifecycle. So the data science lifecycle is essentially comprised of data collection, data cleaning, exploratory data analysis, model building, and model deployment. So further information on the data science roles has been provided previously in a video by Ken G on his YouTube channel. So I'm going to be providing the links to that video in the description of this video. And so an infographic of this life cycle is shown here. So here you're going to be seeing that data engineers will be responsible for the data collection and their cleaning, and data analysts will be responsible for cleaning the data and performing the exploratory data analysis. Machine learning engineers will be responsible for model building and model deployment. And data scientists will pretty much be expected to be able to perform all of these tasks. And so such process or workflow of drawing insights from data can be described by the CRISP DM and OSEMN framework. And so let's continue with the CRISP DM. It was released at a time back in 1996 when data mining had just first started, and it has just started to gain traction and was missing a standard protocol for carrying out data mining tasks in a robust manner. So 14 years later, in 2010, the OSEMN framework was introduced. OSEMN as in OSEMN, although it sounds like awesome, right? And so it generally describes the key task of a data scientist. And so personally, I ventured into the world of data back in 2004, and at the time the field was known as data mining. And so much of the emphasis at the time was placed in translating data to knowledge. Whereas another common term that is also used to refer to data mining at the time was knowledge discovery and data. And a popular website back in the time and also currently is called KDD Nuggets. And so that's a great resource that I always look into when learning data mining and also data science. So over the years, the field has matured and evolved from the core of data collection, data pre-processing, and data modeling into what is now known as data science. So let's take a moment here to reflect upon what data science skill set encompasses. So what I've done was created an infographic that highlights the 8 essential skill set required to become a data scientist. And so the infographic is provided here, and I'm also going to provide you the links to this infographic in the description of the video, and also a prior video where I've talked about how to become a data scientist and the learning path and the skill set needed. So the links to that previous YouTube video will also be provided in the description of the video here. So the 8 skill sets that I have previously mentioned includes, at the core, is programming, because essentially programming will allow a data scientist to perform all of the various tasks that is needed, starting from data collection, data pre-processing, performing some exploratory data analysis, perform descriptive statistics in order to provide insights on the data, initial insights on the data, and also to encompass the model building process by employing machine learning, deep learning, as well as making data visualization. And at the underlying of the principles and understanding of machine learning lies the mathematics, as well as concepts such as linear algebra, geometry, calculus, discrete mathematics. And also another very important skill set would be in the realm of software engineering. And so this will essentially also touch upon the field of data engineering as well. And so it will be essentially how you could optimize your code, how you could make your code run faster, also to deploy your model, make a web application, create some API. So as you will see, there's a lot of skill set going on in becoming a full stack data scientist. And so as I've mentioned previously above, the typical data science lifecycle starts from data collection, data pre-processing. And so data pre-processing will be essentially transforming the data into a high quality version that could be used for creating predictive models. And then after that, to deliver the insights to the business stakeholders. And so delivering insights, storytelling, problem solving are the essential part of the soft skills. All right, and so now let's have a closer look at the CRISP DM. So the acronym for CRISP DM stands for Cross Industry Standard Process for Data Mining, and it was introduced in 1996 in efforts to standardize the process of data mining, also referred to as knowledge discovery and data, so that a standard and reliable workflow can be adopted and applied in various industries. So essentially, CRISP DM was created as a sort of best practices so that the same protocol could be used in several industries. So aside from providing a reliable and consistent process by which to follow in carrying out data mining projects, it would also instill confidence to customers and stakeholders who are looking to adopt data mining in their organization. And so it should be noted that back in 1996, data mining had just started, and the adoption of this best practices would help to lay solid foundation and groundwork for the early adopters. And so a more in-depth and historical look of CRISP DM is provided in the article by Word and Hip in 2000. So this is the schematic diagram of the CRISP DM. And so it's going to be starting at the business understanding. So business understanding is essentially the domain understanding. And so if you're coming from the field of business, it's the knowledge of the business that you're working in, the industry that you're working in. If you're coming from biology, so it's going to be the biology domain expertise. And then afterwards, you're going to select a particular area of the business that you would like to study, or particularly the specific area of the domain that you would like to study. And so that will be essentially taking a subset or a specific niche of the domain, and then you're going to have that as your data. And so that particular data, you would also have to have this sort of data understanding.